Hey guys, welcome back to another Moondog trading video. Tonight's video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, Cardano, Solana, SHIB, Avalanche, and Doge in that order. First, like always, we're going to start on the Bitcoin daily chart. And if you guys don't know about this chart, you can get this for free on TradingView, guys. You go to tradingview.com. You go to these four little dots right here. It says Indicator Templates. You click on it, and you go to MAEXP ribbon. And these are a bunch of moving averages. And in my last video, guys, we talked about this flipping to the downside. You could see every time it did, big move to the downside, flip here, big move to the downside. Well, we're flipping right here. We're getting the move to the downside. We back tested this, right, on the daily. Then we talked about the monthly and the weekly in my last video. I did that 5 days ago, guys. Now, everything we talked about, I believe it was on this green candle right here. And we talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I said, I'm looking for more downside, guys. This is coming down. That was it. That was what I was thinking was going to happen based on the chart and what I was looking at. And we did. We had some positive things on this chart at the time, too. We had a bullish pattern here, which is this bullish wedge. You can see it right here, this one, this one. Oh, wait, that was not what I had. Sorry, it was this and this bullish wedge right here, this line and this line. And then we also had our trend we were hoping to hold up. But, guys, it was an easy play. I told you if we break this trend, I mean, that's confirmation. We're probably going to just head farther down. But we were calling for farther down, once we didn't get past this 48. I was bullish until we got rejected here. We were going to the moon on our W pattern right here. You can see it right here when I draw it up. Boom, 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 boom. We had this W. We broke that. Boom. We were up to the upside. Let me take this lock off. We were bullish up to this 48 point. And we had this number perfect on my channel, guys. We crushed it on that. Once we got rejected there, though, I was concerned, especially, I said I wasn't going to be bullish until we got past these certain areas that we just could not break. We got rejected here at this trend, which we talked about that 43 being a big mark. And also this purple line, which I made purple, guys. When it comes to default, it's not purple. It's a different color, but you still have it there. I just made mine that color so I could see it better because it kind of blends in with all these other moving averages. But you know, this is going to act as resistance now, guys. So what are we looking at? Well, I'm kind of looking. Let's look at some of the indicators. We got some bearish divergence. Things are pretty low. Momentum's still going to the upside, though, on a downtrend, guys. And if you watch my channel, when that happens, usually we see more downside. Things are getting kind of low, though. I mean, we are bottoming out. The MACD will continue to cross to the downside as long as we're under 36,588, which on the daily, if we're not even close to that. Yeah, we cross here. And I showed you guys these indicators. I believe it was my last video. So you guys can get those indicators. This is a tough one. The RSI, what I'm thinking here, guys, is what I'm thinking. We are getting a little low, and you can see where we're trading in this range now. I'm thinking we're going to do something like this, where we come down here, maybe test this area, maybe get a little bounce even up to this. Let's see, even to this 37 to 37,700 area. Come back down, and then I believe we're going to go lower. That's just my theory on this. So we might have a bounce play right here. I would look for a bounce play here. If not, then you guys see my lower levels. We can highlight these boxes here for you. I had one big highlighted box, but then I changed that out because it was just too much. What did I do? Oh, right here. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Right here. And then we can see even lower levels. These are all my levels, guys. You can pause it right there. Check it out. You can see some of our fibs right here. But let's see how this plays out, guys. This isn't going to happen overnight. Let's see what happens tomorrow in the futures. Maybe we get a little bounce here. Let's see. Is there any kind of? I mean, there's not really much here. Let's look back. I mean, look. There's not much here, guys. I mean, really in this level that we're kind of bouncing off right now. I think it was 33,700. Kind of a front run. So let's see what happens with the futures tomorrow opening up. All this now doesn't mean anything. This broke down. We get rid of this. This broke down. Our trend line broke down. You can see the disasterness there. That was terrible. So for us to get bullish again, well, we're going to have to get back above 40,500 to even have a chance. 40,500 and then maybe push to this 43 to 44 area to even have a chance to get bullish again. Until then, more downside. Could we push up and test this 20? Right around 38? Yeah, we could wick up there and test it. Or it could come down to this 37 level because it's moving down every day, which the next daily candle closes in about a half hour, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say is just my opinion, education purpose only. But yeah, we're still looking bearish, guys. Let's look at the weekly chart. The weekly's flipping. Guys, we talked about this in my last video. Last time we saw that was the sickness dump back here. I can't say it because YouTube gets mad at me. But we flipped the purple here on the weekly. You can see what happens when we flip it to the upside, though. Boom. We went from right here from 4,000 all the way up to almost 14,000. So, but yeah, you can see what happens when we flipped it down here. Boom, downside. This was the previous high back in December 2017. We back tested it more, but this is on Coinbase, so I can't go too far. I think it was on Bitstamp. We back tested on Bitstamp, which Bitcoin's been trading all the way back in the history. And I told you guys when I made the video 5 days ago, we closed under here, that this was 100% of the time it went down. Well, we got the 100% because it went down again. So there goes your percentages. People say nothing's 100%. Well, if you back test all of Bitcoin's history, I mean, that was a 100% downside move. So when you saw this break to the down, when you saw this flip, we went further down. So it still remains 100% in my opinion. Let's look at the monthly real quick. Now, we talked about getting this close on the monthly, which that 38 is going to be, it's going to be huge. Let's see. Right now it's coming in at 38. Now this will go down 38,100. This will go down as the month progresses, but we're early in the month, so let's see how that plays out. But usually when we do break down, guys, we test around the bottom side of this area, which is coming in right around 24,500. But sometimes we wick it. I do have some different levels right on this chart right here. You guys can see this, these levels here. But yeah, I mean, I would be looking at these levels and, let's look for a bounce in this area to maybe get a trade. If you're shorting, hey, I mean, that's what we expected. We expected downside from up here. So let's get rid of that because I don't know what the heck is that doing there. This was the move that we were looking for, the downside, the original boom boom from this candle. But yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing anything different. Let's look at this chart here. We talked about this bearish harmonic Gartley pattern. Well, that played out. Let's see if we hit the A. Okay, which lines up with my box right here, guys. So the A is lining up with my box. We could kind of draw it out if you want to, but you guys get the point right down here. So let's see if we get a bounce there for tomorrow. Maybe a little upside and then maybe a rejection after that. This is kind of what I'm thinking based on just the bigger term time frames. If we go to the weekly, we're going to go down to the weekly. Momentum's flipping up. We're on a downtrend. Let's see what else we got. Bearish divergence. Let's see. MACD will continue to cross to the downside as long as we're under 39,578, which that's getting kind of low there, that MACD. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, it continues to fall as long as we're under 37 on the RSI here. I mean, everything's looking, guys, nothing is looking good on any of these indicators. Not one thing is looking good on here right now. Could something change? Maybe. Maybe we get that little short-term bounce just on a shorter-term time frame. But on the daily or on the weekly chart and on the monthly chart, it's not looking good. And the higher-term time frames, that takes some time to kick in. So could we see some short-term movement to the upside? Yes. A little bounces here and there. Yes. But on the bigger-term time frame, I'm looking for more downside from here. Okay. And guys, if you haven't seen my last video, I'll put a link in the description. You guys can check that out. I actually, you know what? I'll link both of the last two videos because they're very important. The last two videos I did were very important. You guys can check those out. How we talked about how we're getting the downside and what we were looking for in terms of, what Bitcoin is doing. And guys, we always talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin runs the market. Everything else just follows it. So if Bitcoin goes down, everything else will go with it. Unless it's, like I said, Doge or something and Elon Musk pumps it, you might get a short-term pump and then just a dump. Okay. Let's go to Ethereum now. Ethereum, well, this is kind of an ugly chart because we got our point of control coming in right around 2616. Let's see, 5 days ago we were up here. So we talked about this in my video. We talked about a trend, and we always talk about this second candle. You can see we got rejected there. Then we got into the trend, closed, but we always talk about the second candle, guys. You always look for the second candle to see if it closes in the trend. If it doesn't, then we're looking for more downside because then that's confirmation. That confirmation is when you get that second candle closing back up into the pattern. So if you break the pattern down like this, let's get rid of this. So if you break down in this pattern, okay, say you break down like we did here, broke down, got rejected, came back, finally closed inside the pattern. This very next candle, we want to see it close in the pattern on a 2-day candle and then maybe go for more upside. Once you don't get that, you close here and then we close down here. That was it. Boom. Downside we went. Okay. So we did end up passing the point of control here on our volume indicator. If you guys don't know how to do that, you go to this indicator right here, fixed range volume profile. And then you kind of just slide it over and it'll give you all the volume in this area. So what are we looking for? Well, I'm looking kind of for this weekly area right here. Well, we're still hanging in there. We're still hanging in there above 25. But if we do break this area on a daily candle close or a higher term time frame, then yeah, I would be looking for my first target 2445, 2400, and back down to this 2160. And if it gets really ugly, guys, yeah, I would be looking at the 1700 again. Okay. Actually, it's 2000 and then the 1700. To the upside, where could we see some kind of bullishness? Well, back above this daily, above 3,044, and back above this 50-day moving average, which is coming in right around that price. If we can close above there, and I know that's a big, big gap right now, but I mean, until then, it same thing as Bitcoin. It looks like crap. Maybe a short-term bounce where we talked about these levels down here at the 24, short-term bounce maybe to this 26, even 27, maybe. We'd have to dig more into that. I'll probably dig more into that tomorrow. But yeah, and then more downside. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. Matic, guys, we talked about Matic breaking down. We talked about the rejection at the 200-day moving average. I posted it on Twitter and a couple other things. You can see I got it circled here. Rejection and then a rejection here at the 50. And then downhill we went. Okay. So what are we looking at right now? Well, we're breaking down. Look, so here's what happened. Let me zoom in, guys. Let's look at this chart and zoom in. Well, we got rejected my box here. Broke down. Came up here, got rejected right at my what, 149.6, pretty much 150 area. Got rejected there. Came down. Once we broke under this box, boom, more downside. Broke under this box, boom, more downside. Now we're breaking under this box. What can we see? Well, probably more downside, guys. Where can we see a bounce? Maybe at 92. If not, then there is this level that was a little bit interesting to me right there, coming in right around 88.6. And, if that does fail, let's see, then we could be looking at this 77.6 area, okay? To the upside, where I get bullish again, above 133 or 135, I should say. Actually, above the 50-day moving average. Until we get a 2-day candle closing above there, which is coming in at 140, then this is going to stay bearish as well. All right. So probably more downside. Like I said, maybe we get a bounce tomorrow in between some kind of session or something. Let's see how the markets open up in the futures. Let's see what else. Cardano. We're gonna move on to Cardano. Cardano. We broke down finally. We kept in this area. We wicked it a couple times. And now finally we broke this area down at 74.7. So yeah, I'd be looking at this 60. Why do I have 68? Well, let's go back. Yeah, okay. Anywhere from 68 to, come on, click. All right. Well, that's pretty freaking close. Let's just say 68 then. Let's just get rid of the 0.7 because we do hit the points, but 68 would be a level I'd be looking at for downside. Maybe a possible bounce, and then right here, boom, right there. Oh, I also like, I don't know, 63. And if 63 doesn't hold up, let's see, right up in this cove right here, 50-cent area. I don't know if we're going to get that low, but who knows, guys? At this point in the market, who knows? We're just going to be on the safe side. 68 would be my first target for a bounce. Could we see anything in between there? Yeah, actually, we could. Let me look at this real quick. If Bitcoin bounces where we just talked about and everything else bounces where we talked about, then we could see a possible bounce right there at 70 to 68 area. So right in this little box here, boom, boom, boom. Let's get this thing off here. Boom, right in this box here. Bang, bang, bang. Okay. So that would be the area I'd be looking for Cardano. To the upside, guys, above the 50-day moving average, just like always, which is coming in right around 97. Solana, to the upside, I want to see above 106 on a 2-day candle close. To the downside, well, we're still fighting the 75 range that I talked about here. I have it right here. We're in it right now. Now let's see if that holds. If not, we could see this lower range around the 65 range. And yeah, that's where I'd be looking for a bounce if we do get some kind of higher term time frame closing under here. Yeah, anywhere from 68 to 65, we could see some kind of movement there. Okay. To the upside, like I said, above 106. How much time we have? Okay. Shib Army, Shib Nation. Well, we talked about if we broke down in my video 5 days ago, we'd probably be testing this 1840 area. Well, that's exactly what we're doing. We're actually on it right now. And to the downside, if we get a higher turn time frame closing under there, I'd be looking at 1700 to the 1662. And if that breaks down, 1346 and this 9, which, guys, if we get down there, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm just going to give you all the levels just to be on the safe side. To the upside, above the 50-day, which is coming in right around 2400. I want to see a 2-day candle close above there. Avalanche, well, we broke down 5 days, hit my rejection zone at that 68, broke down. Now I'm looking at this 48 to 30 range. I know it's a big range, but I'm looking maybe for a bounce off that 48. Let's see if that happens. To the upside, well, 2-day candle closing above 79, let's just say. Doge, Well, we're at that 12 again, guys. We talked about this 12 holding up as support. We're there now. If that doesn't hold up, then and we are breaking down this trend. So what do we want to see, guys?